Every evening, it's the same thing. The lights are off, your eyes are closed, but sleep won't come. You're tired, your body wants to sleep, but your mind doesn't. You roll on to your other side, then onto your back, then onto your side again. And the harder you try to fall asleep, the worse it gets. If this sounds familiar, there's nothing wrong with you. The problem isn't you. There's one non-obvious reason why your body can't fall asleep, even when you're exhausted. Today, I'll explain what's actually keeping you awake, show you how to fix it, and give you 3 techniques from a clinical program that will finally work after that, and you'll simply be able to lie down and fall asleep again. Let's figure out what's going wrong. Your body has a hormone called cortisol. It's responsible for alertness. In the morning, when you wake up, it's high. By evening, it drops, and that's when sleep comes. Simple enough, but yours isn't dropping, and by evening, your body thinks it's still daytime, that it needs to stay awake. So, you lie there with your eyes closed, exhausted, while your body won't let you sleep. And no matter how much you breathe, count sheep, or take melatonin, it won't work. Because you're not fighting insomnia, you're fighting your own cortisol. And now I'll show you how to deal with it. And later toward the end, I'll show you a technique that sounds like the worst advice in the world, reducing your sleep time. But it's precisely this technique that doctors call the most effective treatment for insomnia. The first method will surprise you, because it has nothing to do with the evening. The solution to your evening problem starts in the morning. When sunlight reaches your eyes in the first hours after waking up, your brain receives a signal that morning has arrived and kicks cortisol into full gear. You feel alert, energized, and that's normal. That's exactly how it should be. Then throughout the day, cortisol gradually decreases, hour by hour, and by evening it drops low enough that melatonin kicks in and your body is ready for sleep. But if you didn't go out into the light in the morning, your brain never understood that morning had arrived. Cortisol didn't launch properly, which means there's nowhere for it to drop to. It just floats at a mid-level all day long. And by night, it remains high enough to keep you from falling asleep. There's your insomnia, and the cause was back in the morning. What to do about it? In the first 1 to 2 hours after waking up, go outside for about 15 to 20 minutes. And here's an important point. Sitting by a window isn't enough. Glass blocks some of the light your brain needs. You need to go outside. You don't need to look at the sun. Just spend time in the light. And even if it's overcast outside, it still works, because outdoor light, even on a cloudy day, is tens of times stronger than what you have indoors. That's the first step, calibrating cortisol in the morning. The second step, helping it drop in the evening. And there's one simple method for that. Take a warm shower 1 to 1.5 hours before bed. Let me explain why. When you stand under warm water, the blood vessels near the surface of your skin dilate. And when you step out of the shower, your body begins rapidly releasing the accumulated heat. Your core temperature drops. And it's this drop in temperature that sends a powerful signal to the brain that it's time to shift into sleep mode. Melatonin is triggered, cortisol decreases, and the body relaxes. Important: the shower should be warm, comfortable, not hot. Hot water can overstimulate the body and produce the opposite effect. You should feel comfortable under the water, not overheated. The effect will be even stronger if your bedroom is cool, around 18 to 20 degrees. Your body releases heat faster, and the signal becomes even more powerful. One more thing, if standing in the shower is difficult or uncomfortable, you can do a warm foot bath instead. The principle is exactly the same. Blood vessels dilate, the body releases heat, temperature drops, and the brain receives the signal for sleep. Most people shower in the morning out of habit. Simply move it to the evening, one change that works from the very first day. 2 steps done, morning light and an evening shower. And the third way to lower cortisol is the most enjoyable. Eat a small piece of dark chocolate 1 to 2 hours before bed. About 40 grams, roughly a third of a standard bar. It sounds strange, but there's a scientific explanation. Cocoa beans contain compounds called flavanols. In studies, they reduce levels of cortisol and adrenaline in people who are under stress, meaning this works at a chemical level. An important detail, the chocolate must be dark, 70% cocoa or higher. Milk chocolate has too little cocoa, and the effect won't be there. And it's better to eat it 1 to 2 hours before bed, so your body has time to digest it. So, 3 ways to lower cortisol: morning light, an evening shower, and dark chocolate. This is the foundation. If this video has been useful to you, give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss upcoming episodes. And now, with cortisol lowered, we can take the next step. Apply the sleep techniques that will finally work on this foundation. And these techniques aren't from the internet. These are methods from a clinical program called cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia. It's the only insomnia treatment that doctors around the world recommend before sleeping pills because it works better, has no side effects, and produces lasting results. It helps 7 to 8 patients out of 10. And now I'm going to give you the 3 main techniques from this program. The first technique is the simplest, one rule that retrains your brain. If you've been lying down for 20 minutes and haven't fallen asleep, get up. Go to another room. Sit in a chair. Flip through a book in dim light. Just don't turn on a screen. No phone, no TV, no tablet. Screens suppress melatonin, and you'll only push sleep further away. Sit quietly, read, listen to soft music, and return to bed only when you feel genuine sleepiness, when your eyes are drooping and your head feels heavy. If you lie down again and still haven't fallen asleep after 20 minutes, get up again, and repeat the whole thing as many times as needed throughout the night. Why this works? When you've been lying in bed without sleeping for months, your brain starts to perceive the bed as a place where you're awake, anxious, and struggling. The bed stops being associated with sleep. This technique breaks that connection. You train your brain that the bed is only for sleep, not for reading, not for your phone, not for lying with your eyes open. After 2 to 3 weeks, the brain reconfigures, and you lie down and fall asleep. This technique works with the brain's habits, and the next one works with what most often keeps people awake: thoughts that won't switch off. Sound familiar? You lie down, and your mind starts up. What you didn't get done, what you need to do tomorrow, what you forgot, what you're worried about. Thoughts come one after another, and it seems impossible to stop them. There's a way to deal with this, and it's simpler than it seems. Every day, 3 to 4 hours before bed, sit down for 15 minutes, take a notebook, and deliberately think about everything that's worrying you. Write it down. What's bothering you? What needs to be done? What's unresolved? Everything that's going around in your head. You don't need to write it beautifully or in detail. Just unload everything from your head onto paper. Write it down, close the notebook. And when those thoughts come at night, and they will, you say to yourself, I've already dealt with this. It's all written down. I'll continue tomorrow. And the brain receives a signal that the problems are under control. that there's no need to solve them right now, and it's possible to let go. This isn't some kind of magic. You're simply moving your anxiety from the night into a specific time during the day when you can manage it instead of letting it manage you at 2 in the morning. And now, the final technique, the one I promised at the beginning. It sounds strange. You might think it's bad advice, but hear me out to the end. Let's start with a simple example. Say you go to bed at 10 in the evening and get up at 6 in the morning. That's 8 hours in bed. But if you honestly count how many of those 8 hours you're actually sleeping, it might turn out to be 5, or even 4.5. And the other 3 hours, you're just lying there awake. And every one of those nights, you're training your brain to be awake in bed. How to calculate your actual sleep time. Observe yourself for a week. Write down each morning roughly how much you actually slept during the night. You don't need to watch the clock and count minutes. Just estimate how much real sleep there was. Take the average over the week. That's your starting point. The technique goes like this. Reduce your time in bed to the number of hours you're actually sleeping. If you sleep 5 hours, go to bed 5.5 hours before your alarm, not earlier. Even if you feel like going to bed sooner, don't. The first week will be hard, I won't hide that. You'll feel sleepy during the day, tired, possibly irritable. That's normal. It means the process is working. The brain builds up such sleep pressure that when you finally do lie down, you fall asleep quickly, without struggle, and without suffering. The bed becomes a place where you sleep again, not a place where you suffer. After 1 to 2 weeks, when you start falling asleep consistently, add 15 minutes. Go to bed a little earlier. If everything is going well and you're still falling asleep quickly, add another 15 minutes a week later. And gradually, in this way, you find your norm, the number of hours you need to feel rested. Yes, this is the hardest technique of the 3, but that's exactly why doctors consider it the most effective. Let's sum it all up. 6 steps. 3 to lower cortisol, morning light, a warm shower an hour before bed, and a piece of dark chocolate. 3 techniques, the 20-minute rule, the worry window, and sleep compression. Nothing complicated, nothing expensive, no medication. You just need to start doing it. Write in the comments, how many hours do you actually sleep per night? Not how many hours you lie in bed, but how many you actually sleep. I genuinely want to know. If this video was helpful, give it a like and subscribe. See you in the next episode.